Hello 3D printing friends. Today on the BV3D channel we'll take a look at a few cool things to print for Halloween. Stick around and we'll get into it right after this. I'm Brian and you are watching BV3D. This episode of the BV3D channel is brought to you in part by these awesome channel members. Becoming a member is a great way to support the channel and has a few perks besides just getting your name in lights here. Click the join button to find out more. Hi, welcome back. Hey, if you're new here and you're wanting to learn about 3D printing, 3D modeling, and other 3D printing related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, so today we're going to see some fun Halloween prints. Let's start with a couple of Halloween candy bowls. I found this model called Frankenstein's Monster with Removable Brain by Yeg3D on Thingiverse. It has a place to park a brain, but I chose not to print it and instead used that brain space for candy. The problem though is that this model is actually very small, so I had to scale it up a lot, like to about 230 millimeters tall. But it has another issue. It really doesn't hold very much candy. It seems that when Frankie doesn't have a brain, he's quite shallow. But I do think he came out really great in this neon green Jessie PLA from Printed Solid. So a better version is this remix, the Frankie Stuff Holder by Martin S. on Thingiverse. It too is somewhat small, coming in at about 100 millimeters tall, so go big. Scaling this up to about 230 millimeters tall should give you a great result. And it's cut room for lots more candy. This one was printed in Printed Solid's Green Slime Glitter Jessie PLA, and that seems like a better color for it. Next, in the same vein, oh, that's more of a Dracula pun, sorry. I don't know where my brain is at today. Here is the Binge Watchers Popcorn Bowl by Echo Iris on Thingiverse. It makes an awesome candy bowl too. I printed this one a year or two ago, and if I remember correctly, it took over a day to finish. But it's a great model and it holds lots of candy. Up next, here's that moon lamp that I made recently. It's great all year long, but it can be especially appropriate for Halloween if you need a full moon. I did a video about building it, so if you missed that, check it out. Now, how about these creepy Halloween spiders by Thinkyhead on Printables? These print flat, and you can leave them flat. They're plenty creepy that way. Or you can also apply a bit of heat with a heat gun or a hair dryer, bend the legs and pose them. That takes their creepiness to a whole new level. Either way, these are some pretty spooky spiders, and they were printed in charcoal black Polyterra PLA. Oh, fun fact, Thinkyhead, the person who designed this spider, is also the lead developer for the Marlin 3D printer firmware. As a software developer, I guess he knows a thing or two about how to handle bugs. Now, here are a couple of multicolor prints you can make even if your printer can only handle a single color at a time. Like this Happy Halloween sign remix, or is it out? There it is. Start printing it in black, and then when the pumpkin starts to print, pause the printer, change to orange filament, and resume the print for an easy two-color Happy Halloween sign. Another idea is this Halloween medallion collection by T. Inver, also on Printables. These are great as non-candy treats or to include in Halloween goodie bags. They work exactly the same way. Start printing with a background color, and then pause and switch filament when the subject starts to print. And one last color swap print. This is the Sorry We're Dead sign by G. Leonard 3 on Printables. You'll start with a black background and then change colors 2 more times to get this one done. You'll know the background is done when you see it printing just the letters and the border. When that happens, pause the printer and swap in some orange filament. And then when you see it printing just the border and the letters for the word sorry, pause and switch to white filament. Now some people may think that sounds complicated, but really it's dead simple. In fact, if you use Prusa Slicer to slice these for pause and swap printing, it'll recognize that the model seems to be a sign and offers to automatically insert the color change pauses for you. So if your printer understands the M600 filament change G-code command, you won't have to do the pausing yourself. Anyway, for this sign, I scaled it by 200% on the X and Y and left Z at its original size and got a really nice result. Next is this pair of Halloween illusion decorations by Kagarov on Printables. They may look like a simple circle with vertical bars, but when you shine light through them at an angle, check out the shadows. One shows a Halloween pumpkin and the other shows a skull. Okay, they're not super clear, but they are pretty cool. And finally, here's a cute Halloween ghost keychain by Hardprint on Printables that I printed in a blue glow-in-the-dark filament. For maximum glowability, I printed this with 100% infill. This isn't the only Halloween keychain model on Printables, this is just the one I chose. A quick search on Printables for Halloween keychain will turn up some other fun ones to print. Well, hopefully you like this selection of prints, and every one of them is linked in the description. These are all great prints for Halloween, and the Frankenstein's monster head in particular could be fun for a kid to carry around as a candy bucket while trick-or-treating. It's also fun to let trick-or-treaters reach right into Frank's head or into the Binge Watchers one for some candy. Well, 3D printing friends, that's about all the time we have for this episode. And now that we're at the end, and there's still a couple of weeks to go until Halloween, let's print something cool. Hey, real quick before you go, I wanted to say thanks for being one of the super awesome people who sticks around all the way to the end, and thanks for all the likes, comments, and shares. And an especially big thanks to those who directly support what I do. You're all wonderful for doing that, and I really appreciate it. If you liked this episode, a thumbs up would be great, and if you'd like to help support the channel, check the description for ways you can do exactly that. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. It's absolutely free, and it's an excellent way to help keep me making these videos for you. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time here on the BV3D channel.